What's going on, guys? Jordan here, coming back at you again with another episode of Beer Reviews. Tonight, we're going to be doing a blind beer battle between Natural Light and Shiner Light Blonde. This is a video idea that I had last night while reviewing this. I was thinking, well, how would this stack up against some of America's most popular light beers? So I have Natural Light in my fridge pretty much at all times. So I figured we would pin it up against Natural Light tonight and see how it fares. Now, originally I wasn't going to do this blind because I thought, they both kind of have their own flavors and I would probably be able to detect which beer was which pretty much immediately. But as I was drinking one of these earlier, I kind of noticed that they're very similar to a lot of the other major brands. So when I reviewed the one last night, it had had a little bit of time to warm up. So I'm thinking that maybe it not being as chilled is why I was detecting some more of those other flavors, which I kind of referred to last night as like a white cake flavor. But now that I've had a few more of those, I think it's more like vanilla or nutmeg that I was actually picking up. But we're going to go ahead and do this blindly anyway and see how it turns out. So this glass has tape on the bottom. This does not. The glass with the tape is going to have the Natural Light. So we're going to go ahead and pour the Natural Light up first. I'm going to try to pour these as calmly as possible, not to produce much of a head. Now, one thing I noticed about the Shiner Light last night is it didn't produce much of a head anyway, and it dissipated very quickly. Both of these are coming in at 4.2% ABV as well. Let's see what the difference is on the visuals. Yeah, this one's not going to produce much of a head, no matter how I pour it. Alright, so got both beers into their designated glasses. Put these to the side. And they both look pretty close. I do think that the Shiner Light Blonde has just a little bit more of a gold appearance to it. So I'm going to do the standard deal. Close my eyes, mix them around, taste each beer, try to guess which beer is which, and determine which beer I like the best. So with that being said, let's get started. Start mixing and forgetting. I always lose track of which beer's which pretty quickly, but I like to go a few more rotations just to make sure that I have completely forgot which beer's which. I always have a fear of me either spilling a beer or breaking a glass during this process. Okay, so I think I've got them pretty well mixed up. I'm now going to taste each beer and see if I can detect which beer is which. I can't remember what I did in the last beer battle. I'm going to go with beer number 2 starting out. So beer number 2, let's get a taste. Cheers. Okay. Light, crisp, clean, refreshing. Just tasting this one, I kind of already know which beer is which. Just by tasting that one. This is kind of why I almost didn't want to do it blindly, but too late to turn back now. Yeah. So just by tasting them once, I already know. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you this is the Shiner Light Blonde. This is Natural Light. Yeah, no tape there. So we got that part right. Now I'm just going to assess each beer. Because the blind taste test kind of was a fail, if you will. But I wanted to do it just to see for sure. So we got Natural. We'll move these back to their designated sides. This is the Shiner Light. This is the Natural Light. They both are light in body. Both coming in at the same ABV at 4.2. They both have a nice taste to them. The really only difference that I'm actually detecting on each beer is the fact that this one has a little bit more sweetness to it. And when I'm saying a little bit more, it actually has quite a bit. And it's like a nutmeg or a vanilla type flavor. I guess that's what I was meaning yesterday when I did the review, saying it tasted like white cake. Like the white cake part, not the frosting or the icing, the cake. I'm just tasting a little bit of like maybe clove or something. I don't know. It's something in that spectrum of like vanilla, nutmeg, clove, something like that. That's what I'm picking up with this one. Now, where it gets a little tricky in deciding which beer is which would be how many of these are you going to be able to drink? I could probably drink a 6-pack of those before switching over to something else. However, with Natural Light, Miller Lite, Coors Light, I can drink the full 12-pack without my palate getting exhausted. And I think if you're drinking these for the long run, if you're drinking for several hours, if you plan on drinking 10 to 12 beers or whatever, you're probably going to want to go with Natural Light just because it has less sweetness to it and your palate's not going to get so wrecked with the sweetness, unless you like that. If you like sweeter beers, then you're probably going to go with the Shiner Light. However, me, being who I am, I don't particularly love to have a sweet beer the entire night. I've already drank a couple of these. I had a couple of these before I started the review of the video. And I can already tell you that I wouldn't want to go the rest of the night drinking just that. So with that being said, if you're somebody that likes sweeter beers, you're probably going to select the Shiner Light Blonde. However, tonight, my winner is going to be Natural Light, simply because it's a beer you can drink more of for a longer duration of time, and it's just a little bit more crisp in my opinion. They both have about the same mouthfeel body. They're both light, crisp, clean, refreshing. They're both very tasty beers. It's just if I'm going for the long run, which I usually am when I'm drinking beer, I'm going to go with Natural Light every single time. So this is a good night starter. Having 2 or 3 of these to start the night is fine. However, I will be switching back over to Natural Light for the rest of the night and enjoying those. Also, you notice a little bit more, even though it's microscopic, there's a little bit more head retention on that. And this beer just really doesn't have much head, no matter how you look at it. Even when you agitate it, there's just not much going on. So, Natural Light defeats the Shiner Light Blonde. I do suggest you guys trying that beer. If you haven't, that is the Shiner Light Blonde right there. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to hit me with a thumbs up. If you guys have any suggestions on anything you would like me to try in the future, leave it in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to try to find it and give it a review. As always, until next time, cheers, and thanks for watching.